Okay, so I'm trying to replace my passenger side mirror. What happened is when I was backing out, the mirror hit the wall and it broke. So I'm going to replace it with this aftermarket mirror. This is for a 2004 Mercedes E500 W211 chassis, and I'm going to be replacing it with this aftermarket one that I found on eBay. Howell, made in Taiwan. That's the model number, and the color matches. It's a alabaster white. That's the model number, WH960-ALL, and that's the one that I'm getting. This is the mirror, the part that's working with the electrical connectors. All this is working fine. What I noticed though is, so that's the mirror which I'm going to reuse. What I noticed though is that the connectors are different. So this is the aftermarket one, and it has this connector, like a flat connector like this. It still has 4 pins, but the original connector looked like this. And so what happens is, this has got this rubber gasket that makes it waterproof, and it plugs in really snug. This one is not snug when I plug it in. So the connector actually plugs in here. And so what I noticed is, in the original one, it kind of, yes, it's hard to show here, but when this slides into the cover, into the cover, eventually this plug actually is really snug. It plugs in really tight into that socket. But this one, it's a longer wire, but it doesn't actually plug in snug. It's just kind of, you just have to plug it in, and there's this gap around, so it doesn't lock into place. So there's a couple of solutions. Either I plug it in and I just use electrical tape to sort of insulate it, or I looked at this connector, the one that is actually supplied, and I see that there's actually a piece in here, smaller piece in here, which I may be able to plug out of this external plug. I'm not sure if it's molded in, but this part number for this plug with this rubber gasket, trying to get a close up of this. It's E500 and this plug has a number 4 on it, probably referring to 4 connectors. And if I flip it over here, there's no numbers or anything in there, but that's the plug. I'm gonna try to see if I can, and this connector has 4 numbers on it, numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna try to see if this piece comes out from this larger connector or if it's molded in. I can't tell if it's molded in or if it can come out. It looks like it's molded in. So maybe I'll have to just go with that solution on just using electrical tape once I make this connection. And hopefully that'll work. Or if I can find this on eBay or some parts to see if I can order this separately and this plug can kind of plug into this outer piece. So that's what I'm gonna look at. This is the original mirror with the control to move the mirror with the motor and everything, and this is working, so I don't need to replace any of this. The other thing that I have to make sure is that this mechanism to hold the mirror. It's like a spring-loaded thing. So once I push the outer cover of the mirror, it's sort of the spring-loaded mechanism holds it in place. And I checked the original. Looks like it. This is the aftermarket one, and this is the original. And it looks like it probably holds it in place in that tab over there. So it looks like it should work. There's a similar tab over here, so hopefully that works. That's what it looks like from the top. They both look very similar. This is the LED version of these lights. They look like this. It's called the arrow type. I think it's a more modern looking one, and it's LED. And this is the original, which is the non-LED version. This is the actual lamp. Yes, that's the part number. It's a 1.5 watts to 2.3 watts. So I think the rest of it should just work. The other difference is that the aftermarket one is actually in two pieces. This is all molded into one piece. So this actually comes apart in two pieces like this. And the two pieces are screwed together using these 4 screws which are supplied with the kit. This one is just all one piece. So I guess in theory you could assemble this as 2 halves, one the front half and one the back half going into this. It's probably easier to assemble this one because it comes apart in 2 pieces. And that's the box. That's the driver side version of the same. That's what it looks like. It's the LED one in the arrow style. And hopefully this all works.